Hi, our guest today is Virginia Dueck. She is the owner of Just Chicken here in Kindersley. And good evening, Virginia.
Good evening.
How has the day been today?
Just a normal day.
Awesome. Normal being good, I hope.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, your franchise here has been open for, I believe, I don't want to say 2 years, but is it?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. And how has that been?
It's been
A ride?
very, very interesting. Yeah.
Interesting, good, and interesting bad, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely an adventure.
Good. What made you want to start Just Chicken?
I had a product and I wanted to share it with everyone.
How did you find the product?
Me and my partner,
Okay. Yeah.
we made this product and I thought, we've never had it anywhere else, right?
Okay.
Can't get it anywhere. Can't get it on the grocery store shelves,
Right.
anywhere.
Right.
So we just,
You had a dream and you went for it.
yeah.
And that's awesome. And I know I said, as we talked earlier, I've never had a bad meal there, so that's good.
Well, I'm glad.
Well, no, I mean that's good because for any of us who have partaken in your menu there, as you know, word of mouth advertising is probably the best.
And that's when you're first starting your business, you only have so much budgeting. So
That's true.
as for advertising, word of mouth is free.
That's true.
Yeah.
So were you able to finance everything yourself, or is that something you guys had to have help with?
Definitely savings.
Okay. Oh, yes.
A couple private investors, and
Nice.
as well as bank.
Cool.
Yeah. Business loans.
And I understand too that you also have a fairly big, I guess, a frozen food division, if I may call it that. And I believe Sundays are delivery days.
Yes.
How does that work? You just phone in and say, hey, I've got a.
Well, you can order on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I have kind of a rotation. So I have certain areas I deliver to each Sunday. So
Okay.
Some of my customers wait a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they stock right up and they wait until the next month when we get there. We deliver all over Saskatchewan.
That's awesome. And that was that always part of the plan?
Yes.
Okay, good. Did you have were you working at a regular job, so to speak, before you did this?
Yes, I was.
And may I ask, what were you doing?
I was a financial service representative at TD Canada Trust.
Oh, were you? Oh, that's cool. Right on. And you just decided, we got this product, we're going to go for it.
Yep.
Kind of nice.
My early midlife crisis.
Well, that's okay. There's never a bad time,
Yeah.
really, when you think about it. So that's when you kind of realized, working at TD, that we got this idea and we have to go for it.
Well, and also working at the bank, you see other business owners and
Right.
entrepreneurs,
Right.
and just,
You took the plunge.
yes.
Kudos to you. That's great. No, that's good, because it's a hard thing to start a business, especially from scratch, because there's so many things that need to be thought of and done. And a lot of times people don't realize they've got to wear a lot of hats when they start, because they may not have the financing or whatever.
Mhm.
And it can be a lot of work in the beginning. And some, I think, they may start with the best of intentions, but then as they find things get harder, they kind of peter out with their motivation and their enthusiasm. You guys have kept it up. That's good.
Well, my motivation is definitely fear of failing, right? That keeps you going.
Well, and you know what? Failing isn't a bad thing if you learn from it.
No.
It's we've done a lot of these interviews, and pretty much everybody has said that, you're going to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys in your career, and not just as an entrepreneur. But if you fall down 5 times, get up 6, and that's just the way life is. If you stay down and like it, there's a problem.
That's true.
And you don't want to go there. Did you have any goals when you started the business? Any business goals or just life goals?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you can share with us?
Well, speaking of our frozen
Yes.
side of things,
Yep.
definitely big dreams, big goals.
Cool.
I'm working towards getting CFIA approved
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
be able to go Canada-wide with that
Wow.
eventually.
That's awesome.
So
That's really, really great.
yeah.
Was there any difficulties, I guess, enticing, so to speak, the banks or the investors to help finance your idea?
No.
No?
No.
They saw the value in it right away. And you must have put on a very presenting case, a persuasive case, I should say, too.
Well, you do have to make a business plan, of course.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that, that's probably the best place to start any business, is just to start with a plan. Because if you don't know where you want to go, it's hard to get there.
That's true.
That's
and
right.
you have to budget
And if you're not good at
make
budgeting,
lists.
yes. And I take it you didn't take any course in entrepreneurship at all.
No. Background wise, my dad has owned his own business for probably 30, 40 years.
Oh,
just
wow.
about, so.
What did he own?
He owns auto body.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're kind of used to an entrepreneur kind of in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's when you decided, why not?
Yeah.
Right on. Are you enjoying it so far?
I am. Yeah.
That's good. Like you said, some days are not always the best, but at least you know the
It's a lot of work.
yes.
Definitely no time for yourself.
It can be.
So you just make it work and
What
enjoy
would,
it. And
what would be the worst thing that you've had happen to you, I guess, so far? Or has there been a worse thing?
no, nothing
No?
really.
Wow. Good
Just
for you.
just no time off.
I
No
guess-
days off. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's important too, though, because you still need time to regenerate and refocus and just kind of relax and let your mind wander to nothing, so to speak, where you can just go back to work totally focused and away you go.
Yeah, having a little break is always nice.
Cool. No, that's good. No, that's good. So I take it then you're pleased with your success so far?
So far. Yeah.
Good. The town has been the people in town have been very supportive, I presume.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. And the oil field, of course.
Of course. And I think your location where you are too is really good. There's a lot of people travel into that area, so I think your exposure there is even better than if you were someplace else.
Yes, that's true. And you have to look at that when you're opening a business. You have
Yes.
to look at your location.
Right. Do you offer in dining inside
Yes. At this time.
at this time?
At this time, no.
No, okay. Thanks to the
Just
COVID
because
restrictions.
of COVID restrictions and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
And it'll get better though.
Yes.
When you started off, did you have a mentor, someone you could kind of talk to about things, about how, if you got an issue with something, helping you solve it? Or?
Just like I said, my dad.
Yeah.
If I had any questions or anything, and I do know some people that if I had any questions I
Right.
needed help with, like if you have any accounting questions, go to your
Right.
accountant if
Right.
you have an accountant,
Oh,
or
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are you most passionate about the business? What motivates you and drives you?
just keeping the quality of the food. Yeah, just always
That is
striving
important.
for the best. Yeah.
Very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. If someone asked you to be their mentor about starting a business, would you be open to doing that?
For sure. Yeah. A lot of our staff are students,
Okay.
and I always joke around with them like it's like home ec class,
Right.
Because we're teaching them how to cook and
Right.
everything, and we go in depth, so they're learning things that
Nice.
they wouldn't normally learn.
And are any of them thinking about going on their own for something, business-wise?
Not that they've mentioned yet. No.
Okay. But at least, even if they are, at least you're giving them a good foundation to start with.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. So if you were to, someone came to you and said, hey, I need some advice about starting my own business, what would you tell somebody? Where would you get them to start?
That's a tricky question. Basically, do your homework. Make sure there is demand for your type of business or
Right.
product.
Yep. Yep.
Make sure you have your plan.
Yep.
Do your business plan.
And I think you're right. I think that's the best thing to do, because if you don't have a goal to shoot for, you don't know when you've got there.
Yeah.
And you don't want to keep going by the seat of your pants. That's for sure.
Well, and with every venture or business, when you start up, there's expected delays. Always expect construction delays or permit delays, or there's always.
So one must have a graduate's degree in patience, I think.
Mhm.
Fair enough. And everything that you've gone through up till now, is there anything you would have knowing what you know now as well, anything you would have changed?
Maybe a few things.
A few things?
Just a couple little setup, like with the layout and just a few little things. And
I've noticed your kitchen area there seems to be really big.
it's my mini factory.
Well, that's great. But the reason I was asking was, are you planning a bit of an expansion? Is that why you did that?
There's always room to install more equipment.
Right.
And
because everything is fresh on demand,
mm-hmm.
and I think that's the biggest draw.
Yes. People have to be patient because it is made fresh.
And you know what? I think in the beginning, patience wasn't always there with some people. Instant gratification really isn't fast enough for some people, because they get used to production line stuff and being ready, and that's not always the best. So waiting is always good because the product is worth it.
And we can definitely be fast, but it all depends on what you order, right?
That's true, but your production and your way of doing business has improved and become more efficient just by the sheer repetition of being open for almost 2 years now.
Oh, definitely. And you learn different things what makes you quicker, organized differently, or the way you prep.
Right. Yeah. And your menu seems to have expanded a bit as well. Is that by design, or is that customer driven?
Customer driven, just to give more options. Because we do have a lot, like I said, the oil field. Yeah. We really rely on them. And if they're coming and eating here pretty much every day, we want to give them a variety.
Of course.
Just anybody a variety that's not necessarily available in town.
Right. Yeah. And I believe you pretty much are the only place in town now for chicken.
I think so.
For the most part, for good chicken. Yeah. So now, I guess my final question to you is, do you have any parting thoughts, I guess, for any of our entrepreneurially minded students out there?
Don't expect it to be easy, but don't give up because of that. Because of, no successful millionaire, billionaire, started off with it all.
That's true.
They failed, they tried again, and they just kept going. So.
And it sounds like you really haven't failed that much, but you're still going forward, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't give up.
Nope, and that's awesome. Virginia, I really appreciate you coming out tonight, and I'm sure our students watching this today will take away some great advice from you, and I really appreciate it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, enjoy.